Hello everyone, and welcome back to our journey through the plant kingdom. Have you ever noticed a soft, velvety green carpet covering rocks, old walls, or the base of trees after rain? That's not grass, it's moss, one of the most fascinating groups of plants we call bryophytes. Definition: bryophytes are non-vascular, small, green plants that live on land but still depend on water for reproduction. That's why they're called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Observation: they look tiny, but they play a huge role in ecosystems, holding soil, retaining moisture, and preparing land for larger plants. Evolutionary connection: bryophytes represent the stepping stone in plant evolution, from simple algae that lived in water to complex land plants that dominate today. So next time you see a mossy rock, remember, you're looking at living evidence of the first plants that dared to conquer land. Let's observe the general features of these pioneers. Structure: bryophytes have a thalloid or leafy body. They don't have true roots, stems, or leaves. Instead, they anchor themselves with root-like filaments called rhizoids. Vascular tissue: unlike higher plants, they lack xylem and phloem. Water moves directly from cell to cell, which is why they remain small and close to the ground. Habitat: they thrive in moist, shady environments, perfect conditions for absorbing water directly. Physiological mechanism: because they can't transport water over long distances, they grow only in small, dense patches where moisture is always available. Ecological role: bryophytes act like natural sponges, preventing soil erosion and maintaining humidity. In fact, scientists even use them as bioindicators of pollution and environmental change. Now comes one of the most interesting aspects of bryophytes: their life cycle. Definition: bryophytes show alternation of generations. This means their life alternates between two stages, the gametophyte and the sporophyte. Process: the haploid gametophyte produces gametes. When fertilization occurs, a diploid sporophyte forms, which in turn produces spores. These spores give rise to the next gametophyte. Observation: what's fascinating is that the sporophyte is always attached to the gametophyte and depends on it for nutrition, unlike in higher plants where the sporophyte dominates. Visual cue: as you can see in this diagram of alternation of generations, notice how the green leafy gametophyte is the main plant body, while the sporophyte grows on top of it. Evolutionary significance: this unique feature shows the gradual shift in plant evolution, from algae with no alternation of generations to higher plants where sporophytes dominate. Let's now explore the first group, liverworts. Structure: their plant body is dorsiventral and thalloid, lying flat on the ground. Common examples include Richia and Marchantia. Reproduction: they reproduce vegetatively through fragmentation and gemmae. In Marchantia, you see tiny cup-like structures called gemma cups. Each gemma can grow into a new plant. Sexual reproduction: male and female sex organs grow on separate plants. Water is essential for sperm to swim towards the egg. Sporophyte: it is simple, short-lived, and remains partially dependent on the gametophyte. Visual cue: look at this diagram of Marchantia showing gemma cups. These are like tiny plant starters ready to grow. Moving on to the second group, mosses, which you're probably most familiar with. Structure: unlike liverworts, mosses are upright and leafy. Their body shows stem-like and leaf-like parts, though they aren't true stems and leaves. Examples include Funaria and Polytrichum. Life cycle: mosses have two stages. First, the protonema, a creeping, green, filamentous structure. From this arises the leafy gametophore, which you usually see as a moss carpet. Sexual reproduction: they produce antheridia, male, and archegonia, female. fertilization again requires water. Sporophyte, moss sporophytes are more elaborate. They consist of a foot, a seta, and a capsule which produces spores. Observation: moss carpets not only retain water like sponges but also help in soil formation, making them vital ecological engineers. And now, the third group, hornworts. Structure: their gametophyte looks like a liverwort, but the sporophyte is unique, long and horn-like, growing directly from the thallus. Example: Anthosauros. Physiological mechanism: unlike mosses and liverworts, the sporophyte of hornworts has chloroplasts and can photosynthesize. This makes it more independent. Reproduction: gametophyte produces both Antheridia and Archegonia, and once again, fertilization needs water. Evolutionary significance: hornworts mark an evolutionary advancement. Their photosynthetic sporophyte hints at the trend toward independence seen later in ferns and seed plants. Visual cue: notice in this diagram how the horn-like sporophyte keeps growing upward while staying attached to the gametophyte. Before we close, let's see why bryophytes matter to us. Ecological role: bryophytes form green carpets that prevent soil erosion, retain water, and prepare barren land for colonization by bigger plants. They're nature's soil engineers. Economic importance: one moss in particular, sphagnum, forms peat. Peat is used as fuel and as a soil conditioner in horticulture because of its excellent water retention. Observation: bryophytes also find use as packing materials because of their spongy nature. Recap: so, bryophytes are tiny but mighty. They are amphibians of the plant kingdom, bridging the gap between algae and higher plants. Their unique alternation of generations and their ecological importance make them key players in plant evolution. Closing: isn't it incredible how something so small can play such a vital role in the environment and in the story of life? I hope you now see bryophytes not just as moss on a rock, but as pioneers of land plants and guardians of ecosystems. Until our next biological adventure, keep observing the green world around you, and remember, biology is the science of life in all its beauty.